It's Jason and Justin. We're here with another conversation today. We are joined by director Bruce Wimple. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I checked out part of Dawn of the Beast. I haven't been able to finish it yet, but I am fascinated by the titles on your IMDb page. And I can't wait to finish Dawn of the Beast because what I've seen so far is fantastic. And so, are you a big fan of like monster movies and so forth?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of monster movies. It's kind of weird how it's the last 3 movies have been monster movies I've done. That was never really part of any plan for me or anything like that. I definitely started off doing a little more psychological thriller, psychological horror, that kind of stuff. But then I also just always had a fascination with Bigfoot, and got to do a Bigfoot movie a couple of years ago, and then after that it was just kind of let's see if we can combine it all into one package.
That's fantastic. So what made you want to get started in film?
I mean, I can't remember a single moment or anything like that. It just, all the way from, growing up just obsessed with movies to just making movies on like a mini DV camera and just shooting whatever I could, and whether it was, me and my friends using little miniatures, whatever I could find just around the, that from when I was a kid all the way through, high school, college, and then luckily, out of college, getting a job at a production company and being able to eventually, make my own movie. So yeah, I can't really remember one singular moment. I had my, my favorite movies growing up, but yeah, it's always kind of just been the target for me.
That's awesome. What are some of your favorite movies?
That's a good question. That comes up a lot, and it's one of those, it's like I never can find a good answer for. So I think that's most people. It's like, what's your favorite food? It's the timing is very, very important with that. The I don't know. I mean, growing up, I think the movie I revisited so many times was always Back to the Future. That for some reason, that was just for me the perfect movie that I could watch the trilogy over and over and over again and never got old. As you get older, your taste changes a little bit, but Back to the Future for me is still up there. So yeah, I mean, then go ahead.
Besides the issues with time travel, is Back to the Future the perfect trilogy? Because I think it is.
Yeah, I would say it's the perfect 1 and 2, and the third one is good. It's not definitely not, but 1 and 2 just back to back. That's a dynamite combo.
Yeah, I agree. Michael J. Fox was just amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just the perfect character. I just really hope they don't try to reboot it or do anything. You wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, that's a movie I'm not sure if you can really improve on too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Bob Zemeckis, he still owns the rights to Back to the Future. He's pretty, firm about not continuing it at all. But a part of me has me curious. It would have been pre-Michael J. Fox retiring and getting more sick, but it would have been fun to see Michael J. Fox as the crazy old guy and then let somebody younger go on a journey with him. But that time has passed, and I think they should just let it lie. I mean, we kind of got a fourth one with a video game a few years ago, but
yeah, I could see them doing an adventure with a DeLorean or something like that. That's kind of separate. Mm-hmm. But it would be its own movie. They have the Star Wars stories. It'd be a Back to the Future story, but yeah. I think that could work. But yeah, I don't think they could really reboot the franchise and try to tell that same story again.
Yeah, that's lightning.
If you live in the universe, you can't reboot it. That would stink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what inspired you for the Bigfoot piece, right? Dawn of the Beast. Where did you kind of pull from? Did you watch a lot of woods footage?
Like how the Bigfoot the Boggy Creek, I did a movie called Monstrous a couple movies ago, and that was a movie I made with Anna Shields, who's also in this movie, and we did. She had come to me with this script, and it was a monster movie with like this really like it was a this romance thriller with between two girls, and with like this monster kind of keeping them at the house. And as a kid, I remember finding out that my dad had been really into Bigfoot as a kid, and my grandmother was like, "Oh yeah, check out this box." And she had this box in her attic of all these like newspaper clippings and all this crazy stuff from Bigfoot sightings. So I kind of got into it like that. So, and I really was not a huge, I wouldn't say fan, because once I got into them, there are some good ones, but like I wasn't a big fan of Bigfoot movies or that kind of area. But I just thought there was such a good opportunity to do kind of a weird, more adult Bigfoot movie that tackled a lot of different tones and themes than other ones. So that's what we did with Monstrous. And then after that, that we shopped that around for a little while, and then we partnered with Uncorked, and immediately went to The Retreat, which is a Wendigo movie. And that was another thing I was really excited to do. I love backpacking, and I had this idea of two backpackers getting lost fighting a Wendigo. And so that was an idea that all has been percolating in my mind. And once I got it going, I was just ready to do it. And we released that. And then it wasn't really, never part of the plan to do like make it a trilogy, if you will. But it was once we did that, and everyone was kind of happy with how those films turned out, that we got started talking like, okay, what if we did a Bigfoot versus Wendigo movie? And like knee-jerk reaction, of course, is like, oh, that's a stupid idea. Like that doesn't. But we kind of started talking about it. I'm like, okay, Monstrous was this like more character-based. So was The Retreat. They're both like character-based thrillers almost with horror elements in it. And for Dawn of the Beast, like, let's just make a monster movie, to like a true monster movie where it like it's a popcorn stuffer. You're that kind of 70s, 80s drive-in type movie. It's just entertaining. So I think everyone going into it knew the tone, knew the movie we were making, and it was all about having fun, making sure the audience is having fun watching it.
That's awesome. Do you think your next movie could be a comedy with the same Bigfoot, but him fighting Nessie, like him with flip-flops and a snorkel, and be like, all right, we're doing this.
Cool Bigfoot?
Yeah.
No, I think take a Harry and Henderson's
just totally left hook it. Yeah, just totally.
We've talked about that. Yeah, like can we? I think there's a lot to explore in the Bigfoot region. I think I'm probably never say never. I'm probably done with this is my Adirondack monster trilogy. I'll call it the Northeast United States. But you never know. I was we'll do another one. We'll the same Bigfoot Wendigo. We'll put Mothman or Jersey Devil or something, and we'll just keep building a universe of cryptids.
Yeah, turn into a Bigfoot NATO. Just have 25 Bigfoot movies. Would be great.
It's like the Avengers at the end.
That's right.
It's amazing.
What's your favorite thing to do? Is it producing, directing, writing?
It's directing. I mean, I grew up doing just about everything for my projects. And even now, I try to have a hand in just about everything. And I think the only way you can really do that is through directing. I've shot stuff for people before just as a cinematographer, and I produced. But when I really just feel that close to a project, if it's that kind of project, directing is really the only way for me to just get fully into and fully invested and just feel like you're one with the movie and have a really intimate relationship with it. I would say directing.
Is Anna Shields, is she a friend of yours?
Yeah, no, we've known each other for a long time. She was in my first feature called Altered Hours, and I think we had met before that, even just in passing. But I reached out to her just because I was at a production company editing a lot of other stuff, and she popped up in some of the stuff I was editing. And I think we had met already, but not any. And I reached out to her to see if she wanted to, she was great in everything I was editing. So if she had any interest in being in this movie I was making, and she jumped on. And then after that, we kept in touch and we started, talking, collaborating on different things. And that grew into, a couple of projects that led to more stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was a really good collaboration for a lot of projects.
Yeah, I saw on IMDb. It looks like she's the De Niro to your Scorsese.
She does well. She's reliable. She's a great actress and a great writer too. So, definitely, it was just a really natural collaboration.
That's awesome.
Was it was a lot of cinematics? How was the beast? How were the different beasts created? Was it a lot of just time in the chair, just getting makeup and stuff on? And
so our makeup artist Jared Ballag was just amazing, and he took on so much for this movie, for what is, considerably low budget movie. He had his work cut out for him. The movie kind of depends on him. So we had done different Bigfoot for Monstrous that we kind of wanted to reset and do a new Bigfoot for Dawn of the Beast. So that was all practical, all makeup. The guy named Sean Malloy was in the actual Bigfoot suit. It was like, basically, we used a muscle suit that we got from Russia from someone. I think I found him on Instagram. It's making these big muscle suits, like foam inside and everything. Which on top of that had this fur that I had dyed and kind of matted up to be the right kind of feel used. Sure. And then so once it looked muscular, and then it did the same with the legs and the feet, and then he took over the cowl and the prosthetics on the face. So that was Bigfoot. And then it was all about, at that point, framing everything just to make him look as big as possible.
How hard is that? How hard is shooting that? Getting the right light, getting the right angles? How hard is that?
It's tough. It's one of those things. It's like you show too much, and you kind of check out. It looks so. And we showed way more Bigfoot and Wendigo than we did either of the last two movies in Dawn of the Beast. Mm-hmm. Once, I know you guys still have some time. Once you get to the end, you'll see there's some action between the two, and yeah. So that one scene that I'm talking about, and if any of the one listening has watched it, they'll know there's it's a Bigfoot versus Wendigo movie, so that does end up happening. That one scene took about 3 or 4 days to shoot alone. Like that was so much of that time was spent doing that. And and it's a lot of making sure that you're lighting in a way that the audience knows what's going on. However, you also know that the audience will fill in certain gaps with their imagination about how you light the Bigfoot, how you light the monster. You want to leave some mystery there, and so and then about framing, it's about scale and making sure either Bigfoot's on stilts if he's next to someone, or the opposite one when you're running out of time is put the actor on their knees, and then Bigfoot stands next to him. So you can go one way or the other, but you really just got to make sure that Bigfoot always seems a good 2 or 3 feet taller than everyone else.
That's awesome.
So what do you got coming next?
We finished a project over the winter that we shot. But I don't even think it has a name, and I'm not sure if I can talk any more about that, but I'm super excited about it. It's it's one of those things that it was shot, it's still in post-production, and there's not enough about it yet to really talk, but I'm super excited about it. It's kind of like a rom-com demon movie. And then I'm diving into a new production in a couple weeks. And that one is the one I'm pretty pumped about. It's considering the Back to the Future obsession I have. It's a time travel movie, so getting back into that. So super excited. So they got a couple things brewing, but for right now, just trying to get people to check out Dawn of the Beast.
Sure.
Yeah, and everybody should check out Dawn of the Beast. But I got one more question to ask you. Sure. So besides Back to the Future, what's your other go-to time travel movie?
Oh, all right. Here, I'll talk time travel all day.
Have you seen Primer?
I have, yeah.
Or Timeline?
I've seen Timeline. Time Crimes. Have you seen Time Crimes?
No,
I have not.
Time Crimes is fantastic. I don't know if you remember the movie Colossal with Anne Hathaway that came out later, but it's the same director, and that was the first movie. But it's a time travel movie that it's super low budget, but really holds up under scrutiny about the timelines and the continuity and everything. It's really, really well done. Yeah, Primer is always one of those that just has fascinated me more than. I don't even know if I enjoy it, to be honest, at this point.
I don't either. I've seen it like 5 times, and I still don't fully know what's happening.
And I'm at the point of convincing myself that it's really good, and the ending is just purposely confusing and doesn't really make any sense. Because I've tried so hard to crack it, and I'm wondering if there's just nothing there to crack, and it's just. I've been fooled. I don't know, but
do you have a room with red yarn trying to figure out?
I know. It's always Sunny Carol thing with
We've been fired 2 weeks ago.
I know, Carol. Yeah, I felt like there was a spell in my life, right around college where I was watching that, and I was like, "There's got to be an answer here. There's got to be a full answer." But yeah, have you seen Coherence was really good. That's in that similar vein. So I mean, time travel is one of those things that you can just. It's with low budgets, you can still make it incredibly interesting because it's just one thought leads to another thought, which leads to your imagination just takes over from there. So, but yeah, there's a big library of time travel movies that are all really awesome.
Yeah, Time Cop being one of them. Jean-Claude
Time
Van
Cop. Time Cop and Primer. Let's. No, they're. It's just even you can point out just through forever. I mean, there's the Time Machine. I like the first the book movie, and then even the new movie. Honestly, if it has time travel, like a hint of time travel, I'll probably check it out. It's just one of those genres that I just kind of want to see what they do with it.
I agree. Yeah. I'm the same way.
Hot Tub Time Machine, awesome. I still think.
Yeah.
The first one.
Tenet. I mean, it's parallel time. It's time.
It's inversion, isn't it?
Yeah.
I dug Tenet, but
it's just trying too hard.
It's a lot. There's a lot in there. Now, I dug it though. I got to revisit that. I only saw it the one time, but I got to revisit it at some point. Just to really nail that down because I had a good time watching it. But yeah, there were questions at the end. You
should remake Tenet with your demon in your one movie, and when he goes inverted, he becomes an angel. And just really confusing.
Yeah, that's the next one. The Bigfoot time travel movie.
There you go. Yeah, Bigfoot time cop.
I feel like we'd be diving into Jason X territory where he ends up in space and so. And I'm down. If we do that with Bigfoot. Yeah.
That'll be your magnum opus. It'll be great.
I know. They're all together. Time travel. It's all there.
How did a Wendigo get on the ship? I don't know.
It'd be impressive to make a movie that's as dense and confusing as Primer, but still a Bigfoot movie.
Yeah. It just Bigfoot shows in the last 5 minutes. I told you I was here.
I love it.
Well, Bruce, we've done a lot of these. This is the most I've laughed during one of these conversations. So I want to thank you so much for joining us. Where can everybody find you online?
My Instagram handle is Bruce M. Wemple. I have a Twitter. I'm not good at it, so don't even bother. But yeah, Instagram definitely.
Awesome. And then where can everybody find the movie?
It's pretty much on demand everywhere. So yeah, your Amazons, iTunes, or Vudu. I think it's could be for sale in Walmart. So yeah, I mean, just search it, go for it, and I think turn off all the lights, turn up the volume, and have a good time.
Are you gonna have a triple package to sell all three of them as a trilogy?
I'd love that. It's not up to me, but I think that'd be a really cool trilogy. Just three very different movies, but all having those northeastern cryptids.
Yeah, having a connection. Just have a sweet tagline for the three of them and be great. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's not up to me, but
Yeah.
I've heard brief conversations about it, but nothing concrete. So we'll see. I think a lot of it depends on how well Tom the Beast does, and as well as the other one. So more people watch it, yeah. Maybe we'll have a trilogy, and maybe we'll be able to make more Bigfoot or Bigfoot time travel movies. So
That's all I want.
that's all I want now. I'm gonna.
Awesome, Bruce. Thank you so much for coming on. Everybody watching, check out Bruce's movie, all of his movies, and please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night.